this fitness guru. Fitness guru. I don't know if he's a fitness guru. I don't, he seems to be, he seems to have a lot of knowledge on a huge, broad, bunch of topics on a lot of things. But then I have seen videos where he strikes on something I happen to know a whole lot about, and I look at it and go, what? So I don't know, That might be just that one thing. I mean, he might be dead on the money about everything else. I have no idea. So I have no idea. Fitness guru Amin Ali, or Ali, whatever, forgive me mispronouncing his name. I'm an ignorant American and proud fuck of it. He has been arrested. Now, I just saw a video Dave Palumbo put up as breaking news. It's not really breaking news because he was arrested on the fucking 11th, December 11th. Today's what, 16th? He was arrested on the 11th after a 3-month investigation by the U.S. Marshals, some kind of fugitive task force, whatever. So on the 11th, the U.S. Marshal there out of Colorado, they picked him up, they got him. It was a joint effort with several other agencies, whole bunch of them. And they picked him up on a felony warrant as a fugitive. That means that they were looking for him for a little while, and they said it was a 3-month fugitive investigation. That's what's been published. It's not what I'm saying, because I have the slightest fucking idea. But picked him up the 11th. His first appearance before a magistrate judge, was on the 12th. I don't know. I guess they're holding him. I don't know. I guess if you're on the run or something, or mistakenly, if you didn't know that there was a warrant and they just somehow did not have the correct information how to locate you, whatever that would be, or however that misunderstanding would evolve. I guess if they had to come looking for you like that with all these agencies, is it likely you're going to get bail? I don't know. So I guess he's still being held. But he's been charged with a murder. He's been charged with murder, and it has to do with the distribution of Ibogaine, or as they put it, a substance containing a detectable amount of Ibogaine. So there's a few things about this Ibogaine, right? I don't know if you guys know what it is. I don't know if you care about what it is, but I only know what it is because a very, very good friend of mine has a clinic south of the border, because you can't do it here, has a clinic south of the border, and he has a full staff. It's a very professional deal. He's been down there now for, I don't know, fucking 2 years or more, I don't know. But very successful because it works, because he produces outstanding results down there. I mean, the success rate for it is like unbelievable, because the rate for people that are trying to get off of drugs, or, I mean, they use Ibogaine for all kind of stuff. They treat fucking, there have been a lot of elite military guys that are there being treated for PTSD and all this other stuff with Ibogaine, with the aid of Ibogaine. But primarily, you're going to use it for, well, I mean, you can use it for a plethora of things, but it has an incredible success rate as far as people not relapsing, whereas all these highfalutin, very expensive rehab clinics and stuff out in California and all over the place, these real famous ones, right, because it's expensive, they don't have a very good success rate, and it just is. People have a hard time getting off of beating their addictions. They have a hard time. People, they fall off the wagon right and left kind of easily. It's a difficult thing to overcome. So this Ibogaine has literally almost been like a miracle cure in the lives of a lot of people in a lot of different ways. But there are studies, I got to Google it, looking at deaths that have been related to the application of Ibogaine, because some people are more susceptible to it. They have heart issues, all this other thing. That's why when he does it down there, he has an entire medical staff down there. a beautiful facility, very professional, and there are procedures, so you don't just distribute this shit to somebody, because that has the ring to me of it, unless they don't have any other way to charge it. But a distribution thing would kind of seem like you're just, dealing it out. You're just giving it to somebody, maybe with the best of intentions, but nonetheless, that's not how it's really done. That's not the end of the, moral responsibility. I mean, what they do down there in this clinic is they have medical staff, they have you hooked up to an EKG, and all this other shit when they treat you. They go through all kind of fucking preliminary assessments and every other thing. It's a very professional, you have to come at it with the view that you're not just giving this to somebody, but you have to actually know what's already going on with them, what they are or are not susceptible to, and you have to monitor. You have to monitor this shit. People check in there. They stay there. You know what I mean? It's not... And he has all kind of shit on hand to deal with anything that could go wrong. Praise the Lord, nothing's gone wrong. It's been a huge success because it's helped so many people. It's helped so many people. So, I don't know anything about Amin Ali's. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about this situation he's in or his case or what the fuck he actually literally did or didn't do. But, if the shit is, if that kind of treatment is not permitted in the States, if that kind of shit's not permitted in the States, unless under the supervision of licensed medical professionals, I don't know even if that's allowed here. But yeah, I don't see how a non-professional, a medical person, without the benefit of a clinical setting, and without all the hardware and pharmacology and every other thing that needs to be on hand and available to a medical professional, a certified fucking accredited medical professional, to be able to administer this and supervise the administration of this and to monitor this and the pre-screening and every other fucking thing. I don't know how you would be able to replicate all of that over here stateside if it's not allowed, if it's not permitted. I don't know. But, and it just, it may turn out that this fellow may be innocent of all this, whatever these charges are. He may be innocent of all of it. But the only reason I'm even making this video and bringing this up is I'm pointing out to you the difference between how it's been used and utilized, or is being used and utilized in medical settings, in clinics with certified, accredited medical people, medical professionals, and all the hardware and the pharmacology and everything else you need for support, to be able to monitor the administration, and to have what you need on hand, knowledge-wise, and the tools to be able to take action, proactive action, if things are going awry. Which, praise the Lord, my buddies never had to have any of that's never happened. But it's because they're so professional in the way that they do it. There's a right way. There's every other way. But I'm making this video because I'm drawing a parallel between a potential situation like this, what this could have potentially involved, and maybe it doesn't, but what it could have potentially involved, the things that it speaks to, with all this fucking internet famous, experimental this and that, and just, all this stuff that's not FDA approved, here. And it's kind of the same thing. You know, it even trickles down to the point where you got people buying shit offline that, and this has nothing to do with Amin, nothing to do with Amin. I'm saying, in general, you know, you have people buying things online. They have not the facility to verify it is what it is. Now, you could buy some fucking nickel and dime kit that's going to tell you, oh yeah, it has some testosterone in it and it's supposed to be testosterone. Big fucking deal. What else is in there? What else is in it? You don't have the facility, you know, to figure out what the fuck is in there. You know, then maybe you're better off to leave it to the professionals rather than just, you know, blindly, you know, close your eyes and throw a dart at the dartboard and hope that you hit close to the target. You know, so think about that. All you dudes that are buying all this shit, experimental chemical, I'm going to tell you something right now. I know because BPC 157 is some amazing shit, amazing compound, okay? But when you see these bottles of BPC 157 for $50, for $60, for even $70, nah. Sorry. You know what? A real bottle, a legit bottle that's actually it realistically dosed, you know, meets its fucking label claim. Do you know what a real bottle of that shit costs? A fuck lot more than $50. So when you're going to these sites and research chemicals and all this and these fucking SARMs and, you know, all this other bullshit, and you see something like, for example, BPC 157, because that's one I know about. You know, you fucking looking at it and you're saying, oh, this one, I can get this for $50 or $55 or $60 a bottle. Okay, well, how come the real legit shit costs like a couple $100 a bottle? So, you know, I know dudes that fuck with that BPC 157 and they ain't buying this fucking shit that people are passing off as BPC 157 for $50 and $60 and $70 a bottle. If you want to think that's the same thing, you know. So, yeah, and I'm not trying to make this guy Amin have to be a bad guy. I don't know him. I don't know anything about the guy. He may be one of the greatest guys walking the face of the fucking planet. I have no idea. He may have all the best of intentions and just out there trying to help people. God bless him if that's the case. You know, and I'm sorry for him, but and then again, there's the flip side of that coin, and he's innocent until proven guilty. So as with anybody, I would say, remember Beretta? Remember what Beretta used to say? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Remember that shit? Yep. Anyway. To me, it's just another case of, you know, Christ, there was a fucking 70-some-year-old woman just stabbed to death yesterday or last night or whatever. Postal worker. By this motherfucker who had just stabbed a woman a few days before that and was out on that fucking bullshit no bail shit, catch and release program. Yeah, now she's dead. You know, and I could sit here for an hour and just list shit like that this week. Anyway, there's a lot of shit going on out there that is big issue shit. This is an instance of the justice system will run its course. Somebody's been accused of breaking the law. Happens all the fucking time. The time it's taken to make this video, how many times you think it's happened out there? But we've got serious problems in this fucking country. Serious problems. You know. So this, to me, I'm sorry for this dude, but objectively, you know, it's a fucking non-event. But it may serve as a reminder that, you know, everything ain't always everything.